Ravens flock? What's going on? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So, we gotta talk because this is something. Okay, so today the Ravens have lost yet another coach. This time it's our running backs coach. He has taken a deal with Michigan to go be their quarterbacks coach, so he's heading back to college. And I find it funny because he worked under John Harbaugh as his running backs coach, and now he's heading to Michigan to work under Jim Harbaugh as his quarterbacks coach. So he's leaving one Harbaugh to go work with another Harbaugh, which is funny, but that's not the whole focus of this specific video. The whole focus is the amount of coaches we've lost, because we've lost yet another coach, and I believe when you tally it up, this would make about nine. It will make 9 coaches. We've lost 9 coaches this offseason. But 9? We've lost 9 coaches. Bruh. How did we lose 9 coaches this offseason? So let me get this straight. 2019 season, the team goes 14-2, number 1 seed in the AFC. You have the MVP as your quarterback and the greatest running game in NFL history, as well as one of the most efficiently scoring offenses in league history. And that offseason, we don't really lose anything in our coaching staff. Everyone relatively comes back. Yet this season, in a season where the team struggled with injuries as well as a lot of things, the offense wasn't nearly as efficient as it was last year. The running game wasn't close to what it was like, the previous year. Though I would argue you got better, a running back duo with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. But just in total, in terms of what it was last 2019 compared to this previous year, different. So the running game wasn't even as effective as it was last year. And just the offense in general wasn't effective. And this team went 11-5 and almost missed the playoffs. We got to talk. We know that happened. 11-5. We were close to missing the playoffs. Had we gone 10-6, Miami takes our spot. We're out of the playoffs. That's how it would have worked. So if we would have lost any game during those last 5 games, we would have been out. So it was a close call for Baltimore. They won all 5 of their games, made the playoffs. We could have very well been out at 10-6. So the thing, we go from that to 11-5. And now this offseason, they take our coaches. Wow. I don't know how that works. Because, we had this whole concern last offseason after that great season. We're like, oh, man, they're going to take all our coaches. All our coaches are going to be gone. They're going to rip apart the coaching staff for this offense and this defense. They're going to pick apart everything there. And it's just like, wow, it's going to be bad. But that doesn't necessarily happen. And then we get into this season, go through it. And now in the offseason, we're not really thinking the coaching staff is really going anywhere. In fact, a lot of people, in some cases me, have been, asking for some of these guys in the coaching staff to be gone. And you would think that, hey, maybe they're going to get fired. But, knowing how Harbaugh works, not really. And instead, they just get picked up. Coach here getting picked up by a team. Coach here getting picked up. Our freaking passing coordinator / wide receiving coach, David Culley, he gets picked up by the Texans to be a head coach. And you're like, what is going on? Are y'all serious? After the season we just had and the struggles you saw on offense, you're taking a lot of our offensive guys? Really? Of course, our defensive guys too, which we have to replace, and that one really hurts. The defensive side hurts. Offensively, I'm not necessarily mad, though. Losing a running backs coach is going to hurt because that's been the strength of our offense. But, hey, defensively, that's what a worry is. Offensively, nah. And the funny part is we've lost 9 coaches, but one of them was not Greg Roman. And I've seen a lot of people been saying this, bro, we've lost so many coaches, yet Greg Roman was not one of them. How does this man continue to stay here? Why won't he go? But you know what? It is what it is. He's here to stay. But yeah, I really didn't think about that. 9? We've lost 9 coaches. 9! How did we lose 9 coaches this offseason? Bro, this is crazy. 9? We've lost 9 coaches. That's wild. That is wild. I can't even believe it, man. Wow. That is insane. 9, really? It's 9. It's 9. That's crazy. But yeah, we do wish them all best of luck at their new destination and whatever job they're doing now. Best of luck there. Hopefully they have success. But yeah, man, This is gonna be interesting. And the funny part about this is, man, shout out to Marlon Humphrey, who we all love. Man saw this on Twitter and he was like, man, the first practice we have is gonna be a meet and greet. And I was like, you know what? That's funny, first of all. It's funny. But secondly, he's not wrong. Like, with all these coaches gone and new coaches coming in, it's going to be a meet and greet. Like, you really going to be like, okay, so this is your new linebacking coach. This is your new running backs coach, your new passing coordinator, your new receiving coach. And I'm like, what is happening here? How are we losing all these guys? It's really going to be a meet and greet. But yeah, hopefully we do bring in guys that can help, because, a lot of people kind of wanted this, Even myself, I'm not going to say I specifically wanted all these guys gone, but you guys saw throughout the season, I was really questioning this coaching staff and their ability to really bring out the best in some of these players. Defensively, I had no questions. Obviously, the defense was doing what they needed to do. Of course, there were areas you want improvements on, like with the edge rush. The pass rush was definitely one we wanted improvements on, but hey, you had veterans there. I had confidence and stuff like that, so I was okay with it. That still needs to be fixed a little, but at the same time, hey, it's cool. Offensively is what the issues were. We complained about a lot of the coaching staff. We were talking about, hey, was Greg Roman really the one to blame, or was the passing coordinator and David Culley to blame, who was also the receiving coach? And we looked at the receiving game and saw the lack of development in our receivers, and we had issues there. So we're like, okay, so the receiving game isn't great, and they're not being developed to where we want them to be. So should these coaches be fired? Me specifically, I can definitely say that. Throughout the season, I was seriously starting to question our coaching staff in general and how they were able to, not only develop our players, but actually handle, certain situations. Because in situational football, we weren't really handling the situation the best. I mean, there are a lot of decisions where I'm like, what are you doing? We were making mistakes. We were just being reckless and just coming up with, we were just doing something just dumb. Just dumb and just like head scratching. To this day, I don't know why we called that last time out on Thanksgiving. Well, not even Thanksgiving, but that game against the Steelers that was supposed to be on Thanksgiving. That Wednesday afternoon game, or whatever you want to say. I still don't know why we called that timeout. That decision is like so confusing. So confusing. But you know what? It is what it is. But yeah, there was just moments like that throughout the season where we were really questioning this coaching staff as to, what they're doing. Are they really being efficient? Is this really the best they can do, or are they really helping these young players out? Because we weren't seeing the production, specifically offensively, we were not seeing the production from our guys. And it was really starting to look bad. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. Even though they did look bad, if the coaching staff was to remain, we would just have to be like, well, you guys will have to step it up. But that did not happen. Now all of a sudden, all these people are just going here, left, right, this team, that team. And the person that's been getting the most heat recently up until he was taken was David Culley. Because people were like, hold on for a second. I know we got problems with Greg Roman. That's not an issue. We know his strengths and weaknesses. But what about the passing coordinator and the wide receiving coach? They're the same guy. And he's not really doing well at either of those jobs. Because we hadn't seen the improvement or the development of our receivers, and the passing game is still just poor. So like, why isn't anybody talking about this guy more? Next thing you know, he ends up getting signed as a head coach for the Texans, and the rest of us are cheering hooray. But at the end of the day, hey, it happens. But man, 9 coaches? 9 coaches? I didn't think we lost this many coaches. I mean, we continue to hear that we're losing coaches left and right, and then we have to replace them with new guys. But I didn't think we would have 9 coaches gone at this point. I mean, golly, 9? 9 coaches lost in an offseason? Man, this this is about to be a very interesting offseason as we continue to go. I need to see how free agency goes. I'm interested to see what happens in the draft. I mean, because this is about to be an entirely different team. You got a whole new coaching staff at this point. You've lost 9 coaches. You're bringing in new guys, probably going to promote some other guys. This is going to be an entirely different look at coaching next season. And obviously, with our 2 new guys for the offense and our passing coordinator and our receiving coach, a lot of us are expecting the most out of those coaches. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Hopefully the Ravens don't continue to lose coaches because, like, the more coaches, especially on defense, stop taking our defensive coaches. Stop it. Stop taking our defensive coaches. You've had enough. Leave the defense alone. If somebody wants to pick up Greg Roman, you can go ahead. But, hey, you know what? If you don't pick up Greg Roman, we'll live with it. We'll live with it, and we'll see what happens next season. But other than that, yeah, I don't really got much to say. I'm done after this. I was just shocked that we lost 9 coaches. 9? We've lost 9 coaches. That still gets me, man. Hopefully we don't lose any more, because, man, to have to replace coaches and bring in this whole new style and it's just going to be wild. Let's just say if we have OTAs, it's going to be very interesting. That being said, that is all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.